There is an idea that old money is about what you own, the watches, the cars, the homes, the quiet luxury. But the people who have lived in that world for generations will tell you a different story. Old money is not built in adulthood. It is built in childhood. And it is built through manners, specifically 6 of them. 6 manners that old money families teach their children long before the age of 10. By the time the rest of the world is figuring these things out as adults, the old money child has already absorbed them. They are second nature, invisible, automatic. This is what creates the calm self-assurance that old money is known for. Not confidence bought, confidence inherited. Not through money, through manners. The first manner is eye contact when shaking hands or greeting.
From the moment a child can walk into a room, they are taught to stop, turn toward the person being introduced, make steady eye contact, and offer their name. Not a rehearsed performance, a genuine acknowledgement. The child learns that the most important part of a greeting is not the handshake, it is the look, the small pause that says, "I see you." This seems minor. It is not. It is one of the earliest signals of social maturity, and it is something most adults in the modern world struggle with. They glance, they fidget, they look at phones. The child raised in old money learns before the age of 5 that presence is a gift you give to the person in front of you, and that gift never goes out of style. The second manner is the art of conversation without interruption.
Old money children are taught, almost religiously, that interrupting is a tell that you are more interested in being heard than in listening. At the dinner table, at gatherings, in adult conversations they are allowed to observe, children learn to wait, to let thoughts finish, to respond rather than react. This teaches something deeper than etiquette. It teaches patience. It teaches the discipline of holding a thought without rushing to release it. And it teaches the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you do not have to fight for your turn. Your turn will come, and when it does, what you say will carry weight because the room knows you listened first. The third manner is the thank you note, handwritten, always.
In old money families, a thank you note is not a nice gesture. It is an obligation. After every dinner, every gift, every gesture of hospitality, a child is expected to sit down, write by hand, and send something within 2 days. The parents do not remind them more than once. It is simply the expectation. And the child learns through repetition that gratitude is not a feeling, it is a practice. This manner builds a muscle most adults never develop, the muscle of acknowledging people in writing promptly without expectation of return. It also teaches a child that attention is a form of currency, and spending it deliberately is one of the most powerful things a person can do. A well-written thank you note, decades later, opens doors that no email ever will. The fourth manner is dressing appropriately without being told.
Old money children are taught to read a room before they enter it, to ask themselves, what is this occasion, who will be there, and what does respect for this moment look like? They are not dressed by their parents. They are taught to dress themselves. They learn that clothing is not about fashion. It is about context. It is about showing the host, the event, and the people present that you thought about this before arriving. By age 7 or 8, an old money child can walk into a Sunday lunch, a funeral, a casual weekend gathering, and a formal dinner, each dressed correctly without being told what to wear. This is a skill most adults never develop. They overdress, underdress, or dress for themselves. The old money child dresses for the room. The fifth manner is graciousness in small moments.
This one is perhaps the most overlooked. Old money children are trained to notice the people who serve them, the waiter, the housekeeper, the driver, the doorman. They are taught, not preached to, but taught through observation, that the way you treat someone who can do nothing for you is the clearest measure of your character.
A child raised in this tradition says please, says thank you, makes eye contact, remembers names, never speaks down, never raises the voice, never snaps. They learn that rudeness is a sign of insecurity, and kindness is a sign of depth. And by the time they are adults, this graciousness is so woven into them that they do not even think about it. It is simply who they are. The sixth manner is composure under pressure.
This is the final manner, and it is in many ways the crown of the other five. Old money children are taught, from an early age, that emotion is a private matter, not suppressed, not denied, but managed. When something goes wrong, when a plan falls through, when someone embarrasses them, they are taught not to react publicly, to wait, to breathe, to respond only when the wave has passed. This is not about being cold. It is about being in control. The child learns that composure is a form of respect. Respect for the room, respect for the moment, and respect for themselves. Because the person who loses their composure hands their power to whatever just happened. The person who keeps it keeps that power. And this particular manner is perhaps the hardest to teach later in life. An adult who is never taught composure as a child will have to unlearn decades of reaction before they can learn how to simply pause. The old money child begins with the advantage of a nervous system trained for stillness. When the room is loud, they are quiet. When the pressure rises, they do not fold.
This is not a personality trait. It is a product of years of small, patient correction, beginning when the child was barely old enough to understand it. Now notice something about all 6 of these manners. Not one of them costs money. Not one requires a brand. Not one requires access. Every single one is available to any family, anywhere, who decides that this is how their children will be raised. This is the real secret of old money. It is not the wealth. It is the posture toward other people. The quiet discipline of being someone others feel at ease around. The steady presence that comes from having learned very young that how you treat people is the truest expression of who you are.
You cannot inherit a trust fund, but you can inherit manners. And those manners, over a lifetime, compound into something that actually matters. A reputation, a network, a presence that opens doors long after the first impression. If you are raising a child, start now. Eye contact, listening, handwritten thank you notes, dressing with thought, graciousness, composure. 6 habits, 1 lifetime of quiet advantage. This is how old money has always been built, one small manner at a time. And if you are not raised this way, it is not too late. These are not habits locked away by age. Every adult can still learn to make steady eye contact when meeting someone. Every adult can still write a thank you note by hand. Every adult can still practice composure under pressure. The difference is only that, as a child, the training was invisible. As an adult, it takes intention. But the result, over time, is the same. If you found this valuable, subscribe. More of what old money actually teaches every week.